now tell these people who hate all the contributions, by the way, that's just the Arabic. Pajamas, jungle, mantra, shampoo from Urdu and Hindi. Horde from Urdu, the word Urdu, the word horde is actually a translation of the word Urdu, which in itself means an army. I mean, and if you look at the French contribution, the German contribution, the Vikings contributions, the Spanish contributions, the Italians contribution, you'll learn one thing. Just as the famous poet who wrote Robinson Crusoe, what was his name? Daniel Defoe. He said, "A true-born Englishman's a contradiction, in speech, in irony, in fact, a fiction." The truth is that everybody's been contributing to everybody else. Britain, England has contributed to other parts of the world. Some things. Seriously, other than the railways, which includes us. We are here because you were there. That's a fact. Why are there so many Pakistanis and Indians in Britain? Ask them. Ask my father when he was alive. They were so affected by what happened by colonization. Why are there so many Algerians in France? Why are there so many Moroccans in Spain? So why keep telling us? Why do we have to justify ourselves that when we came we contributed? For goodness sakes, we've been contributing for hundreds and thousands of years. And if this was recognized in our schools, if it was taught, there's anything I've told you now has not been taught in our schools in any way at all. You hear none of it, because there's been an active attempt to wipe out, to literally obliterate the contribution of other civilizations to the Renaissance and to the advancements that have been made in the West. So, as everybody's been saying, racism has been around for a long time. Just a couple of days ago, I think just days or weeks ago, I was watching this, or began to watch this film called I Am Not Your Negro. And I really stress it when you get a chance to watch it, because it tells the story of James Baldwin, the famous author, and he tells the story through three lives of three giants against the anti-racism movement in America. All of whom paid the ultimate price, sacrifice for their beliefs. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers. Every single one of them taken out by an assassin's bullet. They stood up for the truth and they set in motion things that would have changed and rocked the world around. And they became a great example for movements that wanted to stand up for themselves. We're at a time now where Muslims are told again and again and again, you are extremists, you are racist, you are extremists, you are terrorists, and so forth. Now, it's been said to us so many times, I don't even care. I almost wear it as a badge of honor. You know why? Because the most respected man on the planet in recent times was a convicted terrorist called Nelson Mandela. He paid 27 years price in prison. I was only there for 3. And if the government is going to target you, an evil government, I don't say that everybody in the government is evil, but essentially what they have been doing to us for so many years, dividing us, using the language of racism, allowing Islamophobia and all other phobias to become mainstream, just to temper their language. One of the reasons why EDL and Britain First and all of these other organizations have been smashed, BNP have been smashed, yes, we broke them on the ground, movements that Wayman and others have led, literally broke them on the ground, but also because their ideas dissipated into the mainstream. They are there now. Even in the Blair years, it was almost impossible to distinguish between the policies and the ideas of Labour and the Conservatives. They borrowed from one another, and you said, you can't even tell the difference, especially in foreign policy. And now we have a man. I'm not a particularly voting kind of person or a politically active person in that way. But I've seen a person, I've seen him. Shoulder to shoulder we stood together, campaigning for people detained in Guantanamo, for Barbara Ahmed, who was detained for 10 years and abused, and wasn't prosecuted in the UK. For Shakir Ahmed, who was held for 14 years without charge or trial. Jeremy Corbyn stood with us, shoulder to shoulder. just recently now he said something that you would expect that politicking might want him to change a little bit, to temper himself, to become, a little bit more acceptable. He said it clearly. The war on terror is a failure. The invasions in Iraq and Afghanistan were wrong. Say it straight. Don't pander to the populists and recognize that as a result of that, as a result of us destabilizing that region, Iraq, eventually Syria and all the other places, that's what's caused a massive number of refugees. The largest number we've seen since World War II. And they're trying to get over here because of the wars that we've caused, and we said, no, you don't belong here. You have no right to come here. Look at the countries, think about this. The countries that are taking the largest brunt, wherever they are, in Africa or in Asia, whether it's Jordan or Sudan, whether it's Lebanon, or whether it's Eritrea, they're taking the biggest burden of refugees. But they don't complain as half as much as we do. Going on and on about refugees as if we're flooded by them. It's a nonsense. So we know, my dear friends, my brothers and sisters, which direction to take our fight next, and what we have to do, and who we have to support. And as long as we continue to do this, I'm going to end with this on a hadith, a prophetic saying, and it's about jihad. So if the Daily Mail's here, I really don't give them. The best jihad is speaking a word of truth in front of an oppressive ruler. So let's just do some of that. Thanks.